What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we're going to be replacing the old warped and damaged NSX interior parts with carbon fiber ones. In order for me to accomplish that, I'm going to be 3D scanning, 3D modeling, and 3D printing the interior parts that came with the NSX, with the 05 from California. Sadly, this car sat outside for long periods of time. I mean, that would be my best guess for all the watermarks inside of the car and on the trunk. The NSX interior parts are made out of this particular, I guess, press paper or cardboard-like material that is wrapped in leather, and it tends to warp when it's exposed to moisture and the elements. This is exactly what happened to the interior parts of the NSX, and I took the opportunity to 3D scan these parts and make a plug out of them, or try to make a plug out of them that ultimately is going to help me to create NSX parts. So this is one of them. This is for another car, but it's also, you can see it's supposed to be straight and it's warped in certain areas. Probably, hopefully the camera can see it. And you see this kind of cardboard like press paper type of thing, and it deforms with time, especially if the car is sitting hot and cold weather with rain inside. Same thing with this one. It's an interior part. This is for passenger side, so it's right here. This one goes like that. If you have an NSX, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, at least you have an idea. This one goes behind the seat, and you can see it's deformed. So, and this all connected in the middle of the car. But this is usually right here, and the longer piece goes around it or on top. So I took the time to 3D scan all that. Also, there's a little damage here that I'm gonna be able to recreate on CAD. So the main idea is reverse engineer these parts to an extent. I mean, I don't think I'm reverse engineering much. I'm just trying to make a mold out of them so that I can later help me to make carbon fiber parts for the NSX. I was really considering trying to buy a new set for the NSX from Japan, but Honda Japan stopped making parts for us. They canceled a couple orders that I made, and they're increasing the prices for parts, and there's not going to be any availability after mid-January 2026. Kind of wait along, I don't know how much they're going to increase. I don't know if it's going to be worth it. So you'll be able to see me scanning, cleaning out the scan data, refining the mesh, all the way up to 3D printing the plug, so I can make carbon fiber parts as close as the original as possible. So I'm pretty excited about it. I've never done this before, but I watched plenty of videos, and I'm lucky enough to have some cool fabricators and carbon fiber part guys that they've been giving me some advice and how to go about this project. So pretty excited about that. And yeah, without further ado, let's go with the video. To accomplish this task, I'll be using a Creality Raptor X for the scanning, along with a turntable, 3D markers, a 3D scanning spray, and marker towers that I printed in the past to help capture accurate scan data from the parts. In the case of this particular centerpiece, I'll be removing the center speaker mesh before I create the mold. Since I already upgraded the NSX sound system, I don't see the need for me to have a small speaker that I'm not going to use anymore. This is the 3D mesh of the centerpiece. This is what I'll be using to create the mold. But before I can do that, I need to make a 3D print friendly file so then I can turn it into a proper plug. I'll be repeating the same process for all the interior pieces, 3D scanning each part, cleaning up the scan data, converting it into CAD, and then creating a print-ready file to use for making the molds. If you are 3D scanning shiny parts, I highly recommend using 3D scanning spray to get a much more accurate scan. Just make sure you don't use it in enclosed space. The spray will stick to anything around it, and the smell will linger as well. Also, if you're working with parts that have a lot of intricate shapes, instead of using the standard 6mm markers, there are also a 3mm markers that they will help you capture a much finer details and give you a cleaner scan.
Several days later. And here you have it, a 3D print ready files that I'll be using to make the molds. For this part of the process, I'll be using our Bambu Lab H2D 3D printer to create the plugs. I did consider using a CNC machine with MDF board, but for the time being, I'll be sticking to our 3D printers. Now the fun and tedious part of the project begins, which is the 3D printing part. Even though the Bambu Labs H2D is a very capable printer, the density of these models means long printing times. On average, I'm looking at about 4 to 5 days per mold using 2 3D printers for the large pieces and around 2 days for the long piece, and about 1 day for the 2 smaller squares. Once the printing is done, the next step will be sanding the molds and getting them ready for primer, followed by clear coat. After the clear coat dries, I'll be wet sanding the parts so I can have a smooth finish, and then apply some mold release agent and start creating the molds out of resin and tooling gel coat.
One eternity later.
Alright, after a few long days of intense 3D printing, I finally have some results for you. Let me show you here. So from the centerpiece, like I mentioned before, I was going to delete this speaker area because I don't need it anymore. I think I have plenty of power with the updated sound system. So I have this. This is going to be part of the mold. As you can see here, I still have to glue it and do some post work, but you see there's no screen from the speaker anymore. I'm not missing the tabs. I'm gonna add this later. Very smooth for the most part. There is some ridges here that I have to get rid of. This definitely some post work that I have to do. There's some deviation here, but you know, for the most part, it's pretty solid. So this is for the centerpiece. This is the passenger side corner piece. And this is the respected model. It's pretty legit, pretty accurate. Just took 3 pieces. Centerpiece is the longest, the biggest, so that took around, I don't know, 3 days, and then this one is like around 3 days, 3 days. But since we have 2 printers, I think total they will be like 5, almost 6 days, 5 days. There is still some post processing touch-ups that I have to do. There is a lot of like sanding that I have to do with all the parts, especially to prevent some mechanical lock when I produce the mold. So the plan is sand all these 400, 600, 800, make it really smooth. Then add 2K primer, high volume, and sand it again, and probably do 2 coats of that, and sand it again. And what else? Then 2K primer, 2K clear coat to give like a smooth finish. Wet sand, another coat, wet sand, and I should have a very smooth finish. And then from there, I'm gonna extend the flanges here so I can make the mold, so I can produce the part. So that is in a perfect world that should happen. Now, none of the things for this project goes as smoothly, so I'm sure I'm gonna find some issues at some point in time, but it's okay. I got used to that and prepare. So that is this piece for the back side of the passenger side. This is the driver's side. I was working on this a couple of days ago, and you see it's kind of white because I sanded a little bit with I think I did 320 in this one, to be honest with you. Yeah, 320. And the difference between that piece and this piece, this one have a cutout right here. This is to open the engine compartment. But overall, I'm very excited about the results. I know it's tedious and a long printing time because how dense this part is. I'm trying to make it like a bit dense than usual. It's just to prevent some warpage when they exposed to heat, and then if they are a bit too hollow, then they start to like move a bit. So I was trying to prevent that to give it more volume, but that also increase the printing time. I'm using the 0.08 resolution on the printer, and that also increases the printing time. But you know, I'm pretty happy with the results so far. I'm still exploring the CNC tooling board route, but after doing some research and the pricing of the tooling boards, those are hell expensive. So I think for the time being, I'm just gonna wait whatever the 3D printers take to give me the pieces. So far so good. We definitely gonna have to, or I'm definitely gonna find how much is the variation between the original one and the parts that I make. Granted, those OEM parts are warped, so the good thing about the having it on a digital file is I can make everything flat and correct some of the deformation from the part. But that's all I got for you. I know it hasn't been a very long video, but I don't want to bore you guys with all the scanning of all the parts and then the cleaning of the scanned data and the CAD modeling and all stuff. But at least you can see the results now. I'm gonna be working on them little by little. I know it's holiday seasons. Christmas is gonna be in a few days from now, so I'm probably gonna take a couple of days off and should retake those at the end of the year or beginning of 2026. But till then, thank you very much for following this project so far. I appreciate your comments, good and bad. We appreciate both. And I wish you happy holidays. And if you do celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and comment our videos. Please consider subscribe to our channel, as well as visit our other media accounts at Helix Artworks on Instagram and Facebook.